Yo, what? Look. I feel like you were about to say something as soon as the stream started here.
No, I was
But
singing the song. I was going in like I was on the third note up. Do re mi. I was on many mumbling minds. Yo, let me take a step back. It's your boy Tipsy Japan back with another episode of ATAS across time and space. We got through safe introductions. Yeah, I'm safe.
So you already know it's your boy Ace of Cross Culture. We hosting on this channel this week. We got to get our vocal warm ups in there some way somehow because we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it, and we got to make sure that we're not too crazy. I'm gonna let my co-host jump in there and give his own little introduction.
Do what I just did. I do it every time. I'll do it one more time, and this is just me, like all over it, right? It's your boy Tipsy Japan back with another episode of ATAS across time and space, baby. It's episode 41 over here on Cross Culture, and it's good to be back. 41. No, it's not 41. It was 41 on my side. 42. Yeah. All right. That's what happens when you start getting a little older. Start getting a little renal. Renile.
You're ridiculous.
Hey, it's a man knee. It's not a kidney. All right.
Oh no.
Making those. Yeah. Dad jokes.
Dad jokes. Yeah. That wasn't even a good one, man. Come on.
Dad jokes aside. We're having a good time. It's good to be back. Yeah, and I got some insurance this time, just in case things go crazy, in case things go sideways.
We got Waterpulse Laser checking in. He one of the Zero Club. Like he's here before the stream even starts. Shout out to him.
Appreciate that.
He said, "Fingers crossed for no tech difficulties this week."
I know.
Yeah.
The fingers are crossed. Yeah. I'm hoping.
It gets a little crazy sometimes.
As long as the lines aren't crossed. Yeah.
As long as the lines aren't crossed.
I'm saying, man. Yeah, last week was nuts. Like, I didn't understand. I don't understand how I got cut off like twice before I even said a word. But I closed everything else on my computer. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But I do have an insurance policy.
Insurance policy? What's that policy?
Well, you told me about how you do it last week. Sounds like all
right. Okay. Well, I mean, I only got one instance of you.
You only see me in one instance.
Yeah. You didn't sign in on me. Whatever the other device is, you didn't.
Take for instance, then.
Take for instance.
Yeah, my other instance.
Submitted for your approval.
Yeah, Midnight Club.
Midnight Club. No, I'm talking about the Secret Society. Are you afraid of the dark?
Are you afraid of the dark?
Yeah,
they were all around the campfire at midnight. That's why I called it the Midnight Club. Before Midnight Club came out.
Oh, okay.
Which is interesting because that game is called Midnight Run.
In Japan?
No. There. It's Midnight Run, but some reason, it had Run on it, and it just.
Midnight Club.
Midnight Club is either Midnight Club Run or Midnight Run. But I've seen the title with Run on it. And do you remember playing that game?
I had Midnight Club Dub Edition on, I think, the original Xbox.
Yo, did it have a character named Kareem?
There was no characters.
Yeah, there were characters. We played a different game. Playing a game.
I played Midnight Club Dub Edition, but I don't remember any characters.
There was a character named Kareem, all right? And he said, "My name is Kareem, and I am so fresh that the girls can't stand for nothing less." I was like, yo, what is this? This is gonna be
calm down.
Yo, I was like, wow, did he really do that? You know, my name is Kareem, and I am so fresh. And in fact, y'all can go back and listen to that 4 minutes and 30 seconds in. Go get that. All right, it's good for your bones.
Look, they're about to. I think they're about to re-release those. But we're gonna jump into.
Wouldn't be surprised.
The meat of the matter.
The meat of
the matter. We're talking about Homo Deus by Yuval Noah Harari, Chapter 2, Part 2. All right, we're doing this in 30-minute chunks. Now, last week, for those who did join us, you'll know that we probably talked about some stuff that you didn't know about because we technically jumped over that 30-minute thing. Sometimes it's so exciting, that we kind of go over the bounds.
Oh, you know what I know? You know what happened? You know what happened? I told you the listeners about this a few weeks ago, but I listen at a faster speed. So if I listen at a faster speed up to 30 minutes, then you might be going ahead in time and space, or I might be going ahead in time and space before.
You're leaving me in the dust.
That's what happened there. Review 30 minutes at 2 times speed means you reviewed an hour. Okay.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
That's that Roadrunner-ism. But yeah, so we did part 1. We did part 1 before. But,
we did part 1, but they because of your timestamps and what you were listening to, I think you kind of bridged more. So we're gonna
get
start a little bit further back, but let's see. So last week's episode was entitled. Yes, we have titles now. We're trying to get in there with at least a little subtitle. So last week's was animal emotions. All right. So we did harp on that a little bit, but we're gonna have to go back to it. So you know how they say the needs of the many. Put this one up. The needs of the mammals.
Right. It was such a deep topic, man. I was just like, bruh, there was so many things I needed to discuss and I wanted to discuss. It's just like, oh, and how you feel about that? How you feel about that? In fact, go back and give it another listen, right? Raise that conversation.
All right. So the title of today's episode is actually No Hugs or Kisses. And we're going to jump into that real quick right now with the needs of the mammals.
Okay.
So if you had to say, like, newborn baby, boom, dropped into your lap, what are the needs of that newborn?
Need a diaper change. Need some milk.
Okay.
Needs sun. Needs rest. That's
sun and rest. Okay.
It needs to be held. That's about it. I think along those lines. Yeah.
All right.
Needs to be held. Needs sun. Needs rest. Needs water. Needs to be changed.
Okay. Yeah, that's about right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
But the thing about it is that let's see, back in the 40s, they didn't really believe in the emotional attachment. So you're talking about being held. Technically, the baby could survive without being held. And a lot of the research at the time was saying, give your child a handshake in the morning, kiss them on the forehead at night, and that's it. Like, what?
Okay, yeah, and we know where all these problems that folks have nowadays came from. Pat on the head.
A pat on the head, right? As I don't know, because you see it in anime so much. You know, the Kohai Senpai relationship. You get the pat on the head. It's approval. It's like, that still does go to the emotional attachment.
You see that, with like the guy, I don't know, that a girl is maybe interested in, if he pats her on the head and tells her it's okay. She's, in anime at least. Yeah, that's true. I didn't like when people pat me on the head when I was a kid.
Yeah, because it seems a little more demeaning. Child.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I can think of this guy named Peter that did that. He's from Kenya.
Peter from Kenya.
Right. Look, there's a backstory to that. And if you guys want to, join our newsletter when that comes out, maybe you'll get the story. Yeah. No, I can see a newsletter. I see a newsletter, and then I'm gonna keep plugging it until episode 50. And then if enough people are showing support for it and say, all right, let's get this newsletter out there. Put it in writing.
Newsletter. merch,
Yes, yo, yes.
an email
Yes.
blast, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like the fans are asking for it. Yo. Like,
What fans? Who's
yo,
asking?
you don't know. You don't know.
I don't know. This is news to me.
No, I'm telling you, like people on SNS, they are so funny. It's like either they don't want to be part of the ENAD crowd or the thumbs up just for everything. Like. If you actually like it, then tell the person directly, right? Other than that, if you just put a like on somebody's page, and I'm going on a rant, but if you put a like on somebody's page, you're fulfilling a social need to feel like I've seen it, but I'm not really interested, right? You have an actual conversation with the person. Like that's what they need. They want to be held. Mammals want to be, gripped up.
Yeah.
I was just talking about this with my wife yesterday. Like the monkeys, right? I said, all right, we could have that as homework for a kid in the future or whatever. But we're like, all right, do chimpanzees? I don't know if it's chimpanzees. All right, do the monkeys that eat like that pick the bugs out of the other monkey's hair and like yeah, whatever that monkey is. Do they do it both ways?
What do you mean?
Like, all right, you pick the bugs out of my hair and I'll pick the bugs out of yours.
Yeah. You scratch my back, I scratch yours type thing.
So they actually go both ways with it.
Yeah, that's like, a social thing. Like sometimes you can have a chain, like just boom,
boom, boom. But the person in the front,
everybody turns around.
Oh, they do? Oh, they actually do? Okay.
Somebody has to get that. Like, look, I'm saying, getting your back scratched, then you got to scratch somebody else's.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you could scratch backs in other ways. I don't know if they all require it the same way, or if it's like all the females do the picking at a hair and the braiding of the hair. Like, I don't know. That's why I was just like yo, ask the audience if you like, man. It's your audience. They're very intelligent. So I mean, I don't know. But we were talking about that the other day, and that's going back to the needs of mammals. They need to be held. They need to feel that warmth and so on. Yeah? At least behavioral psychology will let you know that these days.
Well, see, that's the thing why social media has picked up so much is because of that need for approval, that need to be seen. So you have people who are garnering followers and getting likes, and they're living off this. Like, oh man, I'm so high off this. Yeah. So that's the reason why social media is such a big thing, and then why people are making it into a career, because they're spending so much time and effort just to get, likes, to be on top of the trends, to make sure that they're ahead of the game. So that's
right. Might as well make a career out of it, if you can. But you don't make a lot of money unless you have a ridiculously large number of followers. Like until you're seen as an influencer, and then you start to have those sponsored things, But just getting your likes, like I don't think you make money just from likes, bro. You can give me a million likes. Do anything.
It's a combination of everything, because the likes show how many people are actually interacting with. So I mean, you can have, let's say that you have 700 followers, right? It's a pipe dream for me. I'm still at like 55. So
we have 55. Oh, you have 55 right now. Yo, hit that subscription button if y'all watching. Come on now. Everybody watching the show
hit me up on YouTube. Please hit that subscribe. Hit the bell icon. When we go live.
Come up close around this campfire. State your name, gangster, and let us know where you are. All right, let us know where you at. All right. Yeah.
So it does help. And Waterpulse Laser here is saying that the likes give you significance in the algorithm.
Okay.
And that's what last week, that's what we were talking about just a little bit, how algorithms play a role in our lives, and how it's not just a scientific thing. It's more so that so many things can be broken down into algorithms. So a recipe for vegetable soup is an algorithm. If you input these things and do these actions, you'll get this result.
Mm.
For the baboon that's trying to get some fruit, he said, okay, there's an algorithm. If I input this much speed, then I can make it up this tree and I can get the fruit. Oh, here's a variable. This lion, is this lion hungry enough to chase me? And do I feel like I have the speed to outrun this lion? So it's all based around algorithms. And for humans, we tend to put things into boxes, we tend to label things, and we tend to try to see the outcomes before they actually happen.
True.
So when you're talking about social media, you get people out there who are like, I just want to be part of a community. So this influencer has this community. Mind you, you're sitting at home, you're not actually there.
Right.
So the influencer gets, or let's say the YouTube personality, let's just stick with YouTube. The YouTube personality gets a bunch of likes. So that shows companies like, oh, this person has reach. Let's pay for one of their videos, cover their costs, and in turn, we'll talk about one of our products. We'll get them to talk about one of our products. So now you get people like, oh, this skincare regimen is so great and it's not that costly.
Yeah.
Please go out. Use my link in the description.
In the description. Yeah.
And you'll get 75% off your first order. We got all of this crazy stuff happening.
Well, they know once they get your first order. Once they get the first order, you're going to continue to buy. Man, we just talking about
what my favorite YouTube personality uses. And they're a great person, and this is not
have what they have. Yeah. That's true. Now we can talk about the needs of mammals, but do other mammals feel the same way? Do they need likes? Like
do they need likes?
Yeah, man. What are we doing?
I mean, that's kind of where I was gonna jump to. So hold on, let me get this out of here.
We on the frontier, Sonic. We can jump on it.
Got the silence of the lambs. Because we know that mammals have a special set of needs. For a lot of reptiles, they're born and that's it.
Well,
you gotta make it on your own. Mary Tyler Moore status, like
on your belly. Yeah. Okay. So we say
mammals.
Yeah, for mammals. No. I want to see, how we unwrap this package.
Well, that's the thing. For mammals, it's seen as more the need for suckling. You need that milk. You need protection. In the wild, whether it be wildebeest, buffalo, or what have you, they're encircling their young. Elephants, they encircle their young to make sure that they're not hurt. They're not left on their own until what? Maybe I want to say the earliest case would probably be like 6 months to a year that they're left on their own. Right. But even then, you're usually part of a herd or a community, but you're just no longer a kid, no pun intended, for the goats.
So now with humans, it's not 6 months. You can't just, all right, you've been in the game 6 months now, so you're on your own, kid, and just put them out there. I mean, you'll be arrested. Yeah. Our society, the way that humanity is built up in the United States, at least, and I'll agree with Japan. I mean, Japan is the legal age of adulthood is 20 or 18, 20. Voting went down to 18 now, but drinking is still 20. You can get a license at 18. You can be tried in court as an adult at 18. So we'll say 18. 18, 20.
It takes 18.
You can if you got a license, but it costs a whole lot of money to get a license. It's like $3,000 here.
3,000 what?
US dollars. US dollars. So there's a barrier there, but it's a social economic barrier, right? If we just kind of tack that right on there early on, then only people with enough cash reserves can just say, okay, I'm gonna go take time off from either schoolwork or other things to go get this license. And if you ain't got the money, you ain't getting it. All right.
Wow.
Period. But yeah, that being said, it's 20 years. It takes 20 years for a human being to just get ready to go make a contribution in society, right? That's wild when you think about how long it takes any other creature.
Any other mammal. Just capitalizing on mammals.
The mammals. Right? Yeah. I can't think of another beast. Well, are we the beast? Are we one of the beasts? Are we? That was a question from before. And the verdict, the jury is still out.
I mean, but I feel like we are. Oh, how can we not be well, I don't know, not beast. I would say that we're, creation. We are animals.
Yes.
We just happen to have more intelligence. But I mean, in some regards, we're not that smart.
Yeah. Right. We're not beast.
We're not beast. No. What's the name of that game? From the Sega Genesis.
No. Which one?
Altered Beast.
Altered Beast. Yeah.
Altered Beast. Oh, that's.
I'm sorry. No, because you had Silence of the Lambs, and I was thinking of that like Silence of the Kids, not the goats, but I mean the children, right?
Not the goats. Okay.
Yeah. So Silence of the Children, in Japan, children are to be seen and not heard. That was the mindset in school. If the kids are quiet, then they're doing the right thing. And if the kids are making noise, or if they're asking questions or raising their hand, that means that they're restless and they're off.
Wow.
Right? They need adjustment. All right.
Oh no.
Yeah. So it's interesting that you had that there, but thinking about what children need and what adults continue to need into or not adults, but people continue to need into adolescence and young adulthood and so on. I think the needs are shifting, but there'll be an increased need. I think we're going to see an increased need for social approval through social media for the younger kids. For example, like my niece, she's only 4 years old, but she's already up there on her mom's SNS and moving around there. And like, she knows what a like is, she knows what a thumbs up is, because we do that in real life, but then you see it on the screen. Oh, wow. That looks, it's colorful. Yeah. If you give a thumbs up for this video, I think it's colorful now, right? On YouTube.
Yeah. They just recently changed that.
Right.
It was that way on the mobile version for a while, but now it's across the board.
Yeah. But if you don't get a colorful, thumbs up, then maybe you'll feel like a sense of lack or loss or something, like go into grieving until you get a colorful.
Go into grieving.
Yeah. I could care. I could care more. I could. But yeah. As long as I'm over here, hey, give us a thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Throw a like. Please. It helps with the ever fluctuating YouTube algorithm.
Yes, okay. It's colored. Thank you. WPL.
WPL in there. Yes. Hit that. So it says can verify it's colored. LOL.
So here's a question though. I know I did some movement into part 2. Where did I cross into part 2? Like, where's the line there?
I mean, we've already covered the cross.
Okay.
So Silence of the Lambs. We're moving into before that. So the reason why Silence of the Lambs is because we don't think about the mammalian needs of our livestock. We just have them. Oh, yeah, spit out babies.
There.
Yep, okay, and we're taking them away. We don't care if you need milk. We'll make that for you. We'll get some powder and some water, and you'll have your milk. Take them away, put them out, and then that's
and
it.
that's the same way that the slave trade worked. Boom.
Right? You went deep.
I mean that's basically the thing, right? Because if humans don't see other humans as human and they see them as livestock, then they treat them like the livestock, and that's what they do with the livestock. So if the next version of human doesn't see humans as humans, we're going to be treated like livestock, on a different level, like our needs. I mean, if there's another version of Homo Deus right now that's closer to, or Homo sapiens is closer to Homo Deus, that, because of technology or using some of the advances that we've made, they're able to live longer, smarter, eliminate some of the silly foibles of our human fallacy that is reality at this time. Like they're going to see us differently, and they'll see us as not needing the things that they need, and it'll be easier to relegate, label, and put us over in District 9, I think.
Marcy.
With the prawns.
We have dominion over animals. And we talked about it a little bit last week. The fact that just because you have dominion over doesn't mean that you are supposed to lord over whatever you have dominion over. It's more so the fact that you have a responsibility to take care of. Not just like, let me just make sure that I'm going to use this livestock as meat. This is my Wagyu A5, cut it up, ship it out, boom, that's it. It's like, no, you have a need to make sure that this animal grows up and is fed nice and has minimal health problems and all of that, all the animal husbandry stuff, not just to sell it for meat.
But
and that's the big thing.
But all that taking care of them, all that taking care of the animals, right? Is if you don't see them as sentient, you don't see them as having emotional needs, you don't see them from a human perspective, you see them as just property, then at the end of the day, when if you have a hired hand and you're telling them how to treat them, you're not going to impart how important it is to have the heart, this and that and the other. And after 2 or 3 iterations of that, when your employee tells another employee, like the whole story that these animals are with us on our journey through life, it's going to go out the window. And people are going to start treating them like how they treat Kentucky Fried Cluckers. Have you ever seen that video?
No.
Bruh, that was wild. I mean, we clip the farmers, right? They clip the beaks right off of them, all right?
Ooh.
And they pump them with so many drugs. These chickens, man, they don't even have feathers. They're just fat, face down in the dirt. And that's how you're going to spend your life until you grown enough, because of the hormones that they pump into them, until you've grown enough to just be slaughtered. I mean, it's wild. All right. You need to watch that video. But hopefully things have gotten better than that.
I'm good without watching that video. Look, I'm vegetarian. I don't need to see none of that.
Yo, as a meat eater, man, it's wild to watch.
Look,
like, how can we support this industry?
I have often said that if I raised my own chickens or if I raised my own cattle, I would eat meat, because I would make sure that it's treated right before it's dead, and that it was slaughtered in accordance to the biblical statute that we're supposed to be, slaughtering and preparing meat. But
in the Old Testament,
people not about
in the Old Testament, I hear that the temple was kind of like, and this is because Yuval Noah Harari, like he said, like the temple, man, that place was like a barbecue, right? Right?
I
The
got
church
you, man. I
that's
got you.
word
The
for
church
word.
barbecue. Look, 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 look,
Word
look.
for
Well,
word.
this was not planned. This was beautiful, though.
Yeah, no. Like the banner, guys, if you're listening on Spotify, the banner appeared as I said the words. And that means that he must have typed it before I said it, but I didn't see it. All right. That was beautiful. Can you imagine if it was still like that today?
Barbecue. Mm. Mind you,
Yeah.
there was slaughtering, happening inside because
Hmm.
you had to bring a live sacrifice. You had to bring a live sacrifice,
That
and they
that's
were
fact
like,
check. That was fact check. Like you got a piece of
yeah,
that.
look, look, look. You
Wow.
come here like this. They see the lamb, they're
Yeah.
bringing it to, and they say, "My wife shinderu."
Yo, my more Shinder. That's it.
You were
Right there.
already dead. That's it.
Wow. 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 And they had to bring live livestock.
So you got everything. Nah, nah, nah. But
Wow. Can you
can you
imagine,
imagine?
man?
Look, look. We try to silence toddlers in church service.
Mm. Hmm. Bruh. Wow. What did it
Oh
smell
God.
like? I wonder what it smelled like.
Oh, it must have smelled. Well, I would say
Hmm.
it smelled good and bad because you're
Like
gonna get
you're used to the smell type of thing?
no. But the thing is that when you prepared the meat, like
Yeah.
after you slaughtered the meat, it was
Just
actually
slaughtered the
cooked.
animal.
Oh yeah,
Right.
it slaughtered the animal.
Yeah.
The meat was actually prepared
Mm.
and it was given as a meal,
Mm. To
not
the
only for to
Levitical
if I
priest.
remember this correctly,
Mm.
a portion to the priest,
Yes.
a portion for the sacrifice, like just,
Mm.
and then a portion for the person doing the sacrificing.
Mm. 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 Oh,
So
for the butcher.
it's
Portion for the butcher.
not for the butcher because the priest was the butcher, but the person who's actually
Uh,
no, actually I don't think
maybe the
so.
person doing the
I think
sacrifice.
it's just for the portion for the priest, and then the rest is burnt, 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 burnt.
It's a burnt offering.
Yes,
Let this be
so
a
burnt like
sweet smell.
100% not eaten.
Oh,
So
oh,
it's like there's a portion for the priest,
yeah,
but then
yeah,
the
right.
rest is like burnt, to my
Mm,
knowledge. I mean, I could
okay.
be wrong on that one. Might need to get the fact checkers on there. But
Uh-huh.
the thing is that you have the slaughtering and you have the cooking of the meat. So everything that's associated with
Mm,
slaughtering, like the blood, um, and the fact that there's going to be a bunch of flies around and stuff like that, yeah, that's not going to be a great smell. But you
mm,
also have these people roasting like fresh meat,
mm, mm.
like so that's what I'm saying. It's bad and good. You're gonna have
I
a
ain't
very mixed emotions.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Like when I was a university student first year, I had this girlfriend and she brought me to a party with her friends. And it
Mm,
was outside, a bonfire. Talking back across time and space at this point. And I said, yeah, I was at this bonfire and she was a couple years older. Everybody's older than me. I'm sitting there like 17, 18 years old. And they took like a lamb. They took lamb, all right, like just about a half a lamb like this, and put it on this hickory wood and had that
mm.
roasted right there in the fire and like cracked a little salt over that. Man, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I felt like hedonistic. All right. It was wild. Yo, just give me some meat. Give me a slice of that. And it was just like, I mean, the outside was crisp. The meat itself was, I don't mean to temptation, man. Hey, I'm salivating.
Look, chill out, chill out. Get a
I'm
napkin.
Get a mask. Mm. Oh, so
Oh
good.
no. But I mean, there's no salvation in diet. I mean, and Christ said that himself. said that it's not what goes into a man that defiles him, but what comes out.
Right.
So it's like a lot of people, and I'm not saying like go out and eat all the chips and, drink all the soda.
Mm.
But at the same time, there's some people that are so worried about what
Mm-hmm.
they're putting into their mouths, and yet they're talking about, they're talking behind people's back. And yes, we've crossed into ATAS food talk. We might have to
Oh,
have another series or something because we could get into
bruh.
it.
Bruh,
We
all I
could
had
get
to eat
into it.
today was an apple, and it was not from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. It was
Oh, really?
red apple. It smelled real
Was
good.
it Newton's apple?
Yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? You reading my thoughts? Ah, ah.
Newtonian theology.
Whoa. I was just thinking about this apple tree, man. It's like I was about to talk about Lyman orchards and then say, whoa, Newtonian theology. Okay,
Yes.
what you want to unpack there? Because obviously you're reading my thoughts.
Look,
What can I
when you're in one accord, you can drive one direction.
Yeah. Let's go. Oh wait, was that a? Oh wait, did you do like a One Direction dance move or something? What was that?
No, I say
Oh
if you're in one accord, then you can
yeah.
drive one direction.
Okay. He did the drumming thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm a drummer. What
So,
can I do? Um,
so,
so we're talking about Newtonian theology. What was discussed in the book is that
mm,
the idea of the myth of Newton sitting in under the apple tree, and then the apple falls on his head and he discovers gravity.
mm,
And it was funny to me because
mm,
he cited Yuval Noah Harari and Homo Deus, chapter 2,
mm.
part 2, cited
Thank you.
that he cited that the thing about Newton is that he was very Christian,
Mm, mm,
very Christian. So this myth was taken by his followers as not really a creation myth, but a Garden of Eden myth. So you have the birth of the scientific era, by discovery.
mm-hmm.
So the thing about it is that if Newton were alive, would he have stated it like that?
Mm, mm. I think the answer would probably be no. Um,
Mm.
no, because yeah, I mean, even Carl Sagan, heavily Christian, I think, like his um, explaining the cosmos from this perspective of creation, right? He was, I mean, absolutely brilliant, and most
Mm.
scientists, that are studying the cosmos now and space and all this, like they have to take their hat off to him. But yeah, he came from, definitely Christian background, and he didn't end on a bad note. So,
Mm.
I mean, it's interesting how, scientists keep telling you, you have to, put away your kind of Christian ideals or ideas, as you go in, like, this is science and it's separate. When I look at Neil deGrasse Tyson, I don't like how he does it because, I mean, he's unapologetic, but maybe he just doesn't have anything to say about it. If you don't have nothing to say about it, don't say nothing. All right.
Mm.
But if you're going to come out here like ridiculing Christianity, or, just seeing it, talking about it like it's the result of not thinking thinking things through,
Yeah.
then all right, you may get some traction in this world, but you're gonna have to answer for it later. And I don't want to be there for that.
We're going to jump into the last topic, humanist
Mm,
gods.
mm-hmm,
So the rise of the humanist thought process actually puts humans as gods.
mm-hmm,
So we had animism, where everything has a soul, and they see that more as one of the I don't want to say rudimentary. Um, I would say more so the baseline to
Right.
where you're thinking like, I need to have responsibility for this because it has a soul. You know, don't want to hurt the grass because it has a soul. Don't want to hurt the rocks because they have soul. So it's more you get more that sense of responsibility, and I
Mm-hmm.
need to make sure that I'm not just trampling over every and anything.
Right.
Then you have the theological.
Okay.
So then
Mm-hmm.
one God, and I have a soul, and the the things around me don't have souls, but I have a connection to God.
Right.
And now, Homo Deus by Yuval Noah Harari, this is where
Mm-hmm.
we're getting into the meat of it, is humanist gods, where humans are elevated to that point
Mm-hmm.
that they're seen as gods. So like Stephen Hawking, Neil deGrasse Tyson, people are following after these people,
Mm-hmm.
but they're no, I don't want to say they're no better than you. Yeah, they've studied, but they can't save you.
Yeah.
They
But I
can't
mean,
save you.
they don't even acknowledge the need for saving, right?
Mm, true.
In the first place. Yeah. And humanism. I mean, we can ask our producer to bring up a definition of that, but a humanism. It's really like my understanding of it. It's almost seeing humanity at itself on this godlike. It's humanity is at the pinnacle of all things, all living things, and collectively we can accomplish anything. Is the message behind that? It's not the final message of this book, and the first chapter did not say that that's where things end, because, and we can even feel it, I think, intrinsically right now with what we're doing with the internet and giving it so much data, that there's another level beyond humanists, because what humanists are doing now with technology, we're building, we as humans, not me, I'm not involved, all right, with what you all are doing there. But y'all are building yourself a golden calf. You're building yourself a god, all right, that you
Mercy.
can ask questions to. And you can ask Jeeves. Don't You should have asked Jesus, but you were
As
asking
Jeeves. Oh
Jeeves.
no.
You were asking Jeeves before. And collectively we can produce the answer, right? So we feel like, that has replaced what we would have asked God to do before. God, show me the way. No, Google, show me the way. That's what people are doing
Mm,
now. That's what they're
too
doing.
true.
Instead of, deciding, order my steps in your word, dear Lord. No, just tell me the steps. Let me count my steps on my smart thing and then show me where I
Oh
need to go.
no.
Ah, right? I'm not involved.
Oh,
I'm not
hitting it
involved.
all. Hitting it all.
All right. But you're gonna see what the new religion is and what's emerging.
Mm,
And that doesn't mean that things have to go that way. But by reading this book that's bringing in some of these factors, we get to decide the future
yeah.
more actively, not by default. So even though you don't agree with, and I don't agree with, a lot of things that Yuval Noah Harari says in Homo Deus, he does make some accurate observations. And
Oh
that's
yeah.
why, you should get yourself a pen and a pad and write it down. It's your boy TPC Japan telling you that's what it is. Go ahead, Ace, do what you
Yeah.
got to do.
We went a little bit long, but we appreciate you for joining us. And definitely jump in next week as we're going to be on TPC Japan's channel in ATAS episode 43. But until then, stay prayed up and be blessed.
Be blessed, y'all.